Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the Week 99 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the character upgrades, ships, things that I'm planning to do for the future. And you can follow along and comment down below. If you like what I'm doing, if you don't like it, if you have better ideas for me, always love to hear your comments. Please put them down below. All right, let's get into it and see what happened. Now, this update is actually coming out a week delayed. Apologize for that, y'all. But so this is 2 weeks ago when the mod changes came out, and I wanted to start using these attenuators right away. So the first one I use, I get a miss on. We're looking for other mods. We kind of scan through here, use the tools, try to figure out how to get to the best mods to use this calibration on. So we take a couple shots in this on stream, and we only ended up getting one hit on speed and a bunch of misses. But it was fun messing around with it, learning how to use the calibration features. So if you want to see that, you can watch that stream. Here we've got Echo at Relic 4. We need to at least get him to Relic 5, so we're going to put him at Relic 5. I'll probably need more relic levels to complete the Chiati Mundi mission with these clones, but for now, we'll put him there. Then we'll take a look at our Profundity journey. That's what's on the menu, of course. Here we can get Mon Mothma to Gear 12. That gives us a target for our next relic after we finish that ARC Trooper up. We also have Cassian Andor goes to Gear 12. Again, another target for us to eventually relic for that journey. Biston gets another upgrade. Only Gear 8, not that impressive, but got to keep him moving. Still, everybody, all 7 of these characters have to be relicked, so we got to get them there sooner or later. Not much else we can do for the journey characters for right now. Nobody else has all 6 green pluses lit. So we're taking a look at this stuff, trying to figure out if we're going to lock down some pieces or what we're going to work on next. Then I decided to come over here to this Ewok team. We do have to get C-3PO on the account. The plan after Profundity, we may go for gas before we do JML, or we may do JML first and then swing back around for gas. Both of those require C-3PO, so when we have a little bit of extra gear or extra money, then we always have to check those Ewoks and keep building them up. Sabine, we do want to put some effort into Sabine, mainly just because she's in the ships, and it looks like both Ghost and Phantom do get used for the Profundity fleet, so we'll have to build her up a little bit whether we like it or not. We'll take a promotion on this Resistance pilot, get him up to 6 stars. Again, just stuff that maybe sometime in the future we'll want to build up. Aura Singh, we do want to build her for this bounty hunter team. We haven't really had an opportunity to farm her up too much, but again, we've got 16 million credits in the bank, so it's a good time to unlock her. Just get her showing so that we can work on her later. Lando also needed for the Jedi Knight Luke journey as part of the Jedi Master Luke journey, so have to continue to work on him, pick up his shards. I believe he's a Cantina farm, so another one of those characters that we need to either find in the shops or buy out of the Cantina. Outrider gets to 6 stars. We're also going to spend a whole bunch of ship credits here, take it all the way up to level 85. We're going to spend some ship Omegas on it as well. We have to spend them eventually, so I feel like, go ahead and commit some of them here now. Make it easier for later. Make the ship a little more effective in the meanwhile. With Dash at that low of gear, it's not that great of a upgrade, but take what you can get. Alright, not a whole lot else to do in ships. The Resistance X-Wing, we can put another star on that. Get that upgraded, and then that's pretty much going to wrap up what we get done in ships. By the end of the week, I was able to farm up some more attenuators, so I did have 2 more calibrations to do, and here I actually invested in a 25 cost calibration, and we hit tenacity. So we'll keep the changes, but that's 23 speed mod. If we could have gotten any speed over there, that really would have been a pretty fantastic mod. Even if it only hit 3 speed, it would have still been 26. So that mod was worth trying, the 25, and maybe someday I'll try the 40 on it, because yeah, like I said, it's got some premium speed hits on it already, and it would be really nice to finish it off. All right, week 99, 4.86 million galactic power. We only added 20,000 this week. 47 relics, 62 zetas. JMK is still getting us the top 10. We can go all the way up to number 1 if we took the time to play, but I basically just play 1 battle a day and get what I can get. In Fleet Arena, we are still able to strike into the top 5 with our low star Executor. We're at 5 stars in the Executor, so we can still get into the top 5 with that. And then the project is to do ARC Trooper relic for next week, finish off those clones, and then I can get started relicking the Profundity journey. The next week plan for farming, we're going to continue to farm Radis twice every day and try to push him along as fast as we can. Working on Scion, First Order Stormtrooper, Hux, and Rey. Rey, of course, is needed for the journey for JML. Now, you can also get Rey out of the shop. She can be purchased out of the guild store. But one of her nodes that you could farm her off of also has her ship. So I feel like if I'm going to get her, I might as well farm her and get the ship in the background in case I need it someday. In Fleet, we're going to continue to farm Biston's U-Wing, the Outrider, and the Echelon. I'm also going to start farming Raven's Claw in here. If it looks like we're in good shape on Biston, I will probably just switch over to the Raven's Claw. In Cantina, we're working on L3 and signal data. Mod energy we're using for 6-dot slicing materials, especially that basic, the one that you use for slicing right at the green and blue levels for 6-dot mods. That node also has the piece that you use to 6-dot your mods in the first place. I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but it's really a good node for catching up on your 6-dot mods. So we'll continue to farm that. We will work on refresh strategy, including 3 Cantina refreshes every week, every day. And then in the Squad Arena store, working on gear now. We've got enough prestige saved up that I can go back to farming gear out of there. For anybody who doesn't know, there's a spot in the Squad Arena store down toward the bottom where you can buy materials that break down for either bronzium wiring or carbonite circuit boards, and since I'm struggling with those materials, I need to get back to making those purchases. I'll still probably buy prestige a couple times a week if my currency builds up. In the Fleet store, we're looking for Biston's U-Wing, and basically at this point I'm just buying everything out of the Fleet store that I don't already have built. I'm just going to max out everything that I can buy from the Fleet store, and then I'll just be done with the Fleet store, and I'll be able to use it for Zetas or for Shard Shop currency when needed. Everything else is going to feed the Shard Shop, of course. We've proven that our relic on the Wampa is really worth the effort. You know, I had that relic where I could put it on Wampa or CLS. I put it on Wampa, and he's really paying off quite well already. We beat a Sith Eternal Emperor with him, and we've had several. I mean, he's basically a win as long as you pair him up correctly. He's a win, and we're going to continue to push and see how much utility we can get out of this character. It's only at Relic 5 right now. I feel like eventually I will need more Relic levels on this if I want to match up against Sith Eternals and things like that. Wampa is so good that Nest is jealous. For anybody who's not seen these yet, I met someone who does artwork, and they do this like chibi style artwork, and they did Wampa and Enfys Nest for me. It's kind of nice, like cute little Wampa and Enfys Nest. So we'll start using those a little bit on the stream. All right, let's move on to calibration. So I've done some initial math, and the system of calibration and the ability to get slicing materials for 6-dot more easily than before, neither one changes statistically what a good outcome looks like. So in my mod mastery series, I said if you're going to 6-dot a mod with 3 rolls in speed, slice it to the green level, slice it to the blue level. If it hasn't hit speed for the 4th time, then don't continue to slice that mod. The likelihood that you're going to get the 4th and 5th speed rolls in those last 2 rolls is extremely low, and it's not worth that many slicing materials. You need to look for a better mod with 4 rolls. If you do get 4 rolls, you can slice it all the way to gold. So when the attenuators come about, then statistically, the only 2 places that I feel like you should use them, if you have a gold mod with 4 speed rolls, you can try to calibrate that to get the 5th speed roll. Legitimate use. If you have a blue mod that has 3 speed rolls, you can calibrate that, try to get that 4th speed roll, and see if it's worth slicing to the purple and gold levels. The second attenuation, the first one costs 15, the second one costs 25. It is worth it if you have a gold mod with 4 speed rolls that has very high speed, and it would really be an advantage to hit that 5th speed roll. So I think the 25s are going to be used basically once you've done the 15s on all the mods that deserve the 15. If you have a mod with 3 speed hits that's green, always slice that to blue to see if you get the 4th hit. If you get the 4th hit, continue to slice it to gold before you use the calibration, because you can still get potentially 5 rolls into the substat. So that's the way you want to use these things. There's going to be a general desire to catch up using this mechanic. I found that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get in there, farm up all kinds of stuff for 6-dot mods. I feel like I'm always behind on those materials, and I wanted to catch up. I found that I caught up a lot faster than I expected. Within a couple weeks, I've already been able to do the green slices and blue slices on most of the 6-dot mods that I want to do. I've been able to 6-dot most of the mods that are worth taking to 6 dots. I do have to save a few at 5 dots because there's always some Gear 12 characters that I want to be fast, and I just have to wait till someday when I have other mods to slice to 6-dot. I have to leave myself some lower level sets. So I caught up quite quickly. Please be aware that if you're doing this catch up, the amount of credits that you're going to spend is quite high. I park a lot of my mods at level 12, so taking those to 15, slicing them to 6-dot, and then continuing to slice and or calibrate really takes a lot of resources in terms of money and energy. So at the end of the day, when you're doing a calculation, I have found that the amount of credits and energy that it takes to look for a new mod with 3 speed rolls is less than the amount of farming to max out a mod and calibrate it twice. So if I look at a level Mark 5 gold mod, 5 dots, and I want to slice that to 6 and take it all the way up to gold on 6 dots, the amount of energy it takes to farm those materials is more than a week worth of farming mods. And basically, if you farm mods for 1 week, statistically you'll get at least one that has 3 rolls in it. It won't happen every week, but that's the statistics come out like that. So taking with the new farming nodes available, taking a 6-dot mod all the way from 5-dot gold to 6-dot gold requires more energy than farming mods for a week. All right, the low-level slices, especially the green slice and the green to blue slice have become much more affordable now that we can farm those materials. However, taking them to 15 to slice in the first place is still quite expensive. So that's also something to think about if you're like me and you park your mods at level 12. Every mod that you work on then has to be taken to 15. So in general, what's the conclusion? Should we spend extra refreshes and catch up on 6-dot and slicing? So some serious players out there, on my main account, for example, I always farmed the 50 cost refreshes and also the 100 cost refreshes to work on mods. And it's just the mod system is the one thing that you really can't get elsewhere in the game. So I did double refreshes, the 50s and the 100s, to try to always push and have better mods than all of my opponents. So if you're currently committed to doing that and you are already doing it, then by all means continue to do that. If you're only spending the 50 refreshes and you don't have the extra crystals to spend, then don't go all in spending the 100 refreshes unless you really want to. Unless, that's a decision that any player might have to make for themselves, but it's not justified with this new system to suddenly start doing it if you weren't already. In terms of whether or not different mods are now worth slicing, I don't see that it changes anything there. What used to be worth slicing is now the same stuff that was worth slicing before. Say, for instance, you're looking for low-level mods to develop into better mods, and you've got a blue mod with 7 speed on it. I still wouldn't slice that mod. The quality of the mod is going to be pretty low even if you get the hits. And just because the system allows you some rerolls at the top doesn't mean that you should invest in poor mods. So don't spend the extra refreshes unless you were doing it already. If you're using the 50 cost refreshes to just farm up and catch up, that's fine. But follow the same program for quality that we've followed all along. All right, that wraps it up for the account for this week. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to the channel so you can watch more like this in the future. And of course, join us on the Discord. We've got a really nice Discord. Lots of experienced players helping people out. Lots of new players asking questions. And even if you're not a very talkative person, you can just hang out in general chat, watch what other people are saying, and learn a lot about the game. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next Holocron.